Hey girl, hey, welcome back to Gypsy in the City TV. Today's video is going to be the second part of a haircut video series that I did with this lovely lady right here. And if you watched my previous video, then you know exactly who this is. Her name is Ona Diaz-Santin, and I've been cutting my hair with her for a while now, and she cut my hair in the last video. So if you're interested in seeing how Ona gets down, make sure that you watch the previous video on my YouTube channel. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different because most of you are used to seeing my curls on this YouTube channel, but today I wanted to bring to you something a little bit different. So many of you asked me for tips and recommendations on how to manage fine and thin curly hair, and because I don't have fine and thin curly hair, I don't feel like I'm giving you the proper answers to those questions. Therefore, I wanted to bring somebody on this channel that does have fine and thin curly hair, but I also wanted to provide you with an expert that was going to be able to give you the best tips on how to manage your fine and thin curly hair. So meet my friend Sherry. Sherry is the lovely girl sitting in the stylist chair, and she has fine and thin curly hair. Also, Ona, like I said, if you met her in my last video, she is a master stylist. She's been doing this for over 20 years. So I brought my camera into the salon. We sat Sherry down and I asked Ona for tips and recommendations on how to deal with and manage fine, thin, curly hair.
Are there any limitations for you? How do you feel about a shorter front? Maybe a little something so that we can start getting rid of the heat damage.
How short are you thinking?
A little ovary, like an inch and a half. Bringing that up, there might be a chance that I can go ahead and stretch it out and it'll come back. We have to see.
Yeah, I have like good days and I have mostly like no. So I have to always part it to the side.
We're gonna give you a reason. Okay, we're gonna bring it up, we're gonna add some layering, and then I'll show you, I'll go through the steps with you so that you know exactly how to apply product. That's really important. What you apply and we go from there. Sounds like a plan? Same for me.
Okay, bellas, so while we have the time, I'm gonna need for you to stop, drop, and roll. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to need for you to stop and grab your curly notebook and a pen because Ona is about to share some amazing tips for my girls who have thin and fine curly hair. So I'm gonna need for you to get ready to take these notes. So Ona, can you talk a little bit about people who have fine hair, and especially for a curly type of texture, like maybe the best, obviously whether it's cut or a product, or the best way to style it to make it look fuller?
I think fine hair, there's a very big misconception, and it's that gel is the only thing that'll hold it down, or, you know, what I feel with gel is that it's very see-through. Haven't you noticed when you put on gel or anything, it gets very, almost like too much scalp is showing. I'm not a fan of that, so I use anything that has like a volumizer in it, something that'll plump the hair. Nioxin Diamax is phenomenal for that. The Diamax, you can style it and it just denses up the hair. It makes it look full, it makes it feel beefy. So I think that's really, really important. No gel. Application is important, but what you put in is really important. Cream-based products just tend to work better. They break,
I feel like I waste my hair though.
No, cream-based products like a lotion of consistency is always the best for like fine hair.
I used to use Miss Jessie's Transformers Magic or something like that.
See, that's too heavy for you. What you need to use is Pillow Soft by Miss Jessie's.
It would
Frizz?
Yeah, that's what it would do.
You're not putting enough.
It would be good the first day, and then yeah, by the second day it was just like, okay, bye, frizz, and that's it.
Not putting enough. Application is crucial, and what you put in. If you're not soaking and drenching curly hair, it's gonna get frizzy. You know, it almost has to look and feel like you overdid it. You know, that's the only thing that will really hold down the curl and not weigh it down to the point where it looks like a greasy mess.
I started using the jelly soft curls también, and for a while it was good, and then I just my hair got used to it. So then now I suggest that I get the olive oil gel. So I've been using that lately. And it's like, you know, some days it's good, some days it's like, but also the humidity doesn't really help because it's so thin. So I just pull it back into a bun, and it's good.
It feels lifeless, but that like it feels like, especially if you put it up and you try to take it down and re-wear it. Se queda la forma del scrunchy, right? That's heat damage. When you try to utilize your hair, like, you know, to put something in it and then take it down again and it's not falling the way you want it to, that's heat damage. The only thing you can do for that is cut it. You know? I would love for there to be a product that, you know, oh my God, all you gotta do is put this in, you know? Pero no lo hay.
Invent it. What are you waiting for?
Oh, estamos en eso, señora. You know, no lo hay.
So with this cut that you're giving her for her fine hair, is there anything that you're doing like specific so her hair can look fuller?
I'm keeping weight. You know, I'm adding shape, but I'm also keeping it nice and solid. If I were to layer this, nice and straight. If I were to layer this and make it light, it's going to look very see-through, very sparse. You know, so graduating fine hair is crucial. It's important. You know.
So there's obviously a misconception then that layers equals more volume, but that doesn't necessarily apply to people with fine hair.
It does add volume, but it's also very light. The reason why it's adding volume is because it's so light. There's no weight holding it down. But for a person like myself, or maybe even you or yourself, you don't want your hair to look see-through. Hay una diferencia in light and making it look beefy. And then there's like light and so see-through and stringy. You don't want to string, you know, for hair. Yeah. You know?
One of my friends jokes says that it looks like curly fries. Like, yeah.
You gotta love your friends. You're like, but you see the difference already. There's an actual shape in the interior, and it doesn't look so see-through. You know? When you look at fine hair, you automatically think, oh, you know, graduation. Graduation builds body into the hair, while layers diffuse the bulk from the hair. So that's a good way to always think, what am I gonna do, you know? I also feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, you know, you gotta be careful with the shrinkage, and that's why you let it like go up a little bit and not make it too, hey, use the shrinkage to your advantage. Use it, why not? Why aren't you using that to your advantage? If you are not afraid to get in there and give it a really great shape, and you know it's gonna bounce up, I personally don't like flat curly hair, you know, and after I had my 2 children, it just doesn't poof like it used to. You know, I love curly hair to be bouncy, bubbly, happy, energetic, and full. You know, that's the beauty of curly hair, you know.
So application is key, so I'm sure.
Application is everything with curly hair. Whereas my daughter would say, application is life. I'm like, what is that? What is that?
She's a teenager?
13, yeah, you can imagine. I would take like a 1.5 inch diameter, right? On wet hair. I'd go in, and it should look like that, and then you just grab.
What is that?
This is the Unite. I'm using the Unite Boing. What does it do? It just holds the curl. It's for curly hair. It holds the hair in place. I like putting it in a nozzle, in a bottle, like applicator. Why do I do that? Even distribution. You really get it in.
So is that a conditioner or you're using it as a leave-in? Or?
No, the Boing is a leave-in.
Okay, okay. It smells really good.
Yeah. And do you have any like tips, like to sleep in it? So others suggested like doing the pineapple, but just like you said,
In
when
your
I put
hair
it
it
up,
stays, so that wouldn't work for your hair. A satin, pillowcase and not putting it up. When I had a lot of heat damage, that's a big no-no,
yeah,
putting
because
it
I
up.
would literally wake up with
You'd
the
have
same
to redo
shit
it.
And I'm like, damn, how does that do it? Like, it comes out so perfect on her.
Well, I guess it's that I don't have thin hair, so I didn't know, but now I know, you know.
Well, it doesn't matter with the thin hair.
Yeah.
It matters
It's so burnt.
heat damage.
Yeah.
So if your hair is heat damaged, what ends up happening is it takes the mold of whatever you do. So if you do a braid, it stays stringy. If you put it up in a bun, it stays in a bun kind of weird twist, right? So that's a really great indicator for someone to know if they don't know what heat damage looks like or feels like, and they may not know. That's what it is. If your hair stays within that same shape, and it's not, like if I put my hair in a scrunchie and I take it down, it'll come back curly. If it doesn't do that and it just stays weird after you take it out, that's heat damage.
That's so interesting. You see, like I'm always learning something new every day about curly hair.
I really comb it in. Take your time doing that. Take your time. I think curly hair people just rush through it.
Yeah, so that's
Rush
really
through it, especially our hair. It can't be rushed. It has to. You have to save it.
So you said you almost wanted to feel like you're putting too much product. But then what happens if, like for me, sometimes if I put too much product, it just, oh my God, it's
feels
just bad.
greasy and
Yeah.
heavy, and you have to know. That's why I said a lotion-like consistency. It can't be like a cream. So there's creams for the body, and then there's lotion. The lotion feels
softer.
and light, almost milky.
Yeah.
That's how you know. What are two main things for curly hair? Application and what you use. Application and what you use. Does the weather play a big factor? Of course. Yeah. Todo eso. Lotion. Lotion-like consistency. If you do that, you will never know. But it has to feel that way, like a lotion. The minute you start putting on things that are like butter, heavy.
And gel's the same thing because the gels is gonna make the hair look.
Well, gel has alcohol. I'm not a fan of any products that have like that alcohol content. It hardens. Once something hardens, it stays in the form that it was. So if it hardened while it was flat, who wants flat curly hair? ¿Verdad? You want bounce. So nada con alcohol, no mousse, no gel, no hairspray. I'm just not a fan. No te deja el pelo bouncy. Nada. Que no hace nada para el pelo de nosotros.
I just try to use like natural gels, like
Aloe
yeah.
vera.
Mm-hmm.
I love aloe vera in my hair, but they have that really nice,
Or flaxseed gel. And you could literally make that at home. Make your own gel at home.
Okay. Too much wheat protein will result in breakage. So if you're overusing anything with wheat protein, soy protein,
Yeah.
overuse of protein, te va a quedar el pelo. So,
Should I stop using it?
no, I mean, listen, you just started.
In moderation. Like I never use the same product for more than like 2 months.
But protein, check out your wheat protein and read up on that.
Yeah.
Too much of that, not a good one.
Yeah, because it's like your hair needs protein, but then when you put too much, it starts to break off.
Breaks off.
Yeah.
So then what I like to do is take a nice thin towel. I take a nice thin towel and I'm scrunching the product and the hair into the towel. What does that do? It locks in the curl and the product in the hair.
Sorry, I just wanted to
No,
get
it's
this
all
part.
right. Don't worry about it.
Super important.
And you can already see the curl.
Yeah. I get it everywhere. I get in there.
So do you recommend I use a diffuser? Because sometimes like when I'm in a rush and I don't want to leave with my hair wet, I turn on the blower and like I use my hand and or like the mouthpiece that comes with the blower.
Despise the diffuser.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so. Because what ends up happening is, I don't know if you notice, you get a halo of frizz. A slight halo, and then by the next day, it's like un montón de frizz.
Yeah.
What is the point? The point of this is that you want it to last at least 2 days.
Claro.
You don't want to keep rewashing and washing your hair. Then, my favorite, I take duck clips, right? I stick it right in vertically. Why do I do that? For height. You know?
What about when you're in a rush and like you need to? Because I'm always afraid, because since you see all the balding, I don't want to leave my house looking like a wet cat.
No. This takes time.
So you have to do your hair early if you're going somewhere.
The best thing I can tell you is TLC. Our hair needs love. If you're not going to take the time, es difícil. Póntelo en moño. But you have to take the time. Mira, batida. Beautiful. Stay still, don't touch unless you finish.
Thank you. Coño, Ada, you didn't take a before picture.
That was it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again to Ona for the great tips, and thank you, Sherry, for being my model. For product recommendations, make sure to visit gypsyinthecity.com. Thank you so much for subscribing. I will see you soon. Bye.